Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast, Georgia Indie Talk section. I am, of course, Nick McDaniel, and as always, I am joined by Myron.
Hello, folks. Welcome to another one of these watch-alongs. The last watch-along was so well received, we had to do it again.
Yeah, man, we're going to try to keep up and, lots of cool stuff here. And I think I may just start doing some specific things over on maybe some audio. Maybe we could do some Georgia, like audio, like driving back from shows and stuff.
Oh, that'd be
And maybe
fun.
that'll be something we can just put up over there on YouTube and for the members to hear and that kind of stuff. But something special for you. I'm going to kind of set a little bit of the backstage here for what we're going to watch. So the match we're going to watch is Mad's Krule Krugger, MLW / indie superstar, all over the country. You can actually catch him all over the country. And, you would think it'd be like, that's the other thing. The reason I wanted to put his opponent, Proc Johnston, on. Proc is a Georgia staple, but he's also now he's traveling out of state as well.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, so I kind of like, okay, guys, let's get some more people to see these. And this particular match happened in, a very popular, it's historic landmark arena. Everybody's like, look, why is Myron, try to explain to people, like, what is special about Landmark that people just don't get potentially from a diehard fan speak.
Well, it's the people who've passed through there and who have wrestled there and built there and gone on to massive careers. It's probably uncomparable anywhere else in the country. AJ Styles, Matt Riddle's passed through there. So many great wrestlers. So many people.
Myron, we didn't think about this. I don't mean to cut you off, but because I want to remind you, like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, we had a conversation about SmackDown, and then the following Raw were main evented by guys we saw in that building, in the Landmark Arena.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal as far as guys. It's a place where guys go to perfect their craft. It's a place where fans go to see great wrestling and just the most bloodthirsty fans of any place I've ever been to.
It's just got so much history, man. NWA
Yes,
Wildside, all
yes.
they, like I said, Anarchy's been there forever. So much
Mm-hmm.
stuff going there. There's so much history there, and that's what we tell people. Like, I get it. It's just a special place to watch wrestling, especially if you know the history.
Yeah.
Especially now, listen, look, I get it. If we're Georgia guys, so that it means even more. But guys are like, hey, where did AJ get his real kind of breaking in? Like,
Mm-hmm.
guys, that's it.
Give me my spot on the bleachers there. Get me a Diet Coke and some of them French fries, and I'm at home. I'm relaxed and I'm ready to watch wrestling. It's a wrestling specific venue. The ring never leaves. It's an amazing concept.
Absolutely agree. Speaking of the history there, Proc Johnston was the Anarchy TV champion, longest reigning champion, and they were basically phasing that title out, and they were going to introduce a new title, and they had
Mm-hmm.
a ladder match to determine who would face Proc Johnston in that for that championship.
Oh Lord.
Krule would win that championship.
Mm,
So this is the match we got to on, I believe it was June the 1st this year, 2022, just like a few weeks
yes.
ago. And that's how we got to where we are. We wanted to kind of set the background and to give you a little more detail into it. Well, let's go ahead and jump right in, Myron. It's going to jump in. The video that I got from Anarchy, literally it jumps right in. So we're going to start it up, and so you'll see what I'm talking about here. So here's the program. They're
Yes.
the pretty. I mean, let's be honest with you. They're the pretty much the dominant faction there in Anarchy Wrestling right now. It's Proc Johnston, who we've discussed obviously here. Hunter James, you know, love him or hate him, depending on where you know him. I mean, the kid's super talented. He's injured from earlier in the night. Obviously, you can see the limp. And then whispering words of encouragement there to Proc Johnson is
The coach.
the coach, Scott Mason,
The-
who's like tenured like you wouldn't believe in that building.
yeah. So I love this the thing Scott Mason's doing right now. I love the way he's developing that character. He is so hated. And you can feel the hate. The hate is palpable for these people in the Landmark Arena. When Matt Hankins and them came out singing, at that show we went to. The whole place went nuts because they were mocking the program. The program comes out as a unit. They're always out there for each other. They're a great heel faction. I'd put them up there with like like a Four Horsemen type thing. But now they have their fourth horseman with Xavier Reyes now that he's working for them.
Yep.
And here comes Krule.
Yeah.
Long term, Georgia standout, Logan Creed, put that mask on, became somebody else, and is now a national superstar.
And there you see the name of the new championship. It is the 5-star MVP championship. This will be they're going to crown the inaugural champion there. As I said, they did away with Proc's Anarchy championship that he had at that moment. And just the monster just coming in right out of the gate, just boom. Which is, like that's who this monster is. He just destroys no matter where he goes.
And Croc's not a small guy, and that punch took him out. Look at Daryl. Look at the referee, Grandpa Booker T, right there. How is he handling that giant of a man in such a match?
At this point, it doesn't look like he is, but Grandpa is actually one of the best in the business. Referee of the year last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multiple time
referee. Yeah, but I mean, I just meant specifically this last year, and as you can see, it kind of sets the tone for what we're going to probably see here because the program, especially in a match like this, I mean, they're always going to be involved, always making men. But the thing, we had a conversation, and it was funny. Proc had this moment not too long ago. Off the air, we were discussing completely something different about the wrestler has to go through hell moment.
Yeah, yes.
This would be a good one now. Look, he's wrestled guys. Yes. I mean, he's had matches in the past. But you could probably argue this might be his, I stand corrected. Proc's go through hell moment at Anarchy is probably the death match when they had they wrestled Tank and was it Azrael? Yeah, it was Tank and Azrael.
You want to get legitimized? Drive some skewers in your head and bleed all over this building, and people will respect you.
Well, it's the thing is he picked up the win. They picked up the win, and that's the part that kind of like because what we were talking about here, and both of these guys, and Logan's career has been a long thing, but you got to have that history of that moment when the fans realized, babyface or heel, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm a legit tough guy. I can win when I need to.
Yeah.
Like I can put it on. And I think that's what, over the years, it's funny. That's why this crowd, as much as you would think that, when you see a character like Krule, that fan base there loves him because they know how tough he is.
Oh yeah. He's been there forever. The people love him. It's hard to be a bad guy. It's hard to be a massacring, just evil character when the crowd loves you so much. Because they've seen everything you've done over the years. Blood, sweat, and tears in that building.
Yeah. And, like I said, and then I think that's what we're getting, that's where Proc has to evolve into that, and that's what he's doing. You can see it at moments when he's standing toe-to-toe with guys like Tank and Azrael and now Krule, that like, hey, I know, a lot of people are like, oh, they cheat to win or whatever, but tough some bitch, and he can go, when he needs to.
That's what heels do. Heels could beat you in a fair match, but they're going to cheat.
Yeah.
They're going to do things that make you hate them. And that's why you believe in it. It's why you buy into these stories.
And, one thing I want to point out is Krule's getting, the momentum. He's turning the tide on him. I wanted, and we always talk about why you should pay a ticket, why you should go see an indie show. The Landmark Arena is not very big. I mean, it's not huge. It's not a 1,000-seat arena or anything like that.
Nah.
But one of the things I try to tell people is, but think about it. For the price of admission to go up to Landmark Arena, you're going to see a guy in Krule who's on MLW, who is on, he's on a national television product.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, look how close you are. You're right up on it. You get to see him in action. That's why, like I said, I know summer's tough. It is what it is. But like I always tell people, like, go to your indie show, man. In a place like Landmark, you can get right up on top of them. Even friend of the show, Ted, we had that conversation with him, remember? And he was like, man, it's the world of difference. They only have like on the hard cam side, there's 3 rows of seats. Is that what it is? I think it's 3 rows.
Yeah.
But he's like, Nick, it's the world of difference from sitting on the first row of the bleachers to the front row. Like him and Max just love sitting right up against the rail.
Oh, I've sat on that rail before, and I don't sit on that rail for a reason, because it's right in your face. It's way too in your face for my comfort. I don't move fast, folks, if you can believe that. I'm not a very agile, quick reactor.
You're not a nimble minx?
Not a nimble minx. No. If a large man comes slamming into that very solid barricade, it's still going to scare me to death. I'm going to get sweat and blood on me right up there. So I sit comfortably on the bleachers. That way, if somebody runs out into the crowd to fight, I can get up and run out the door like a little bitch. But the thing is, I'm not going to get hit. I'm old. I'm not there for the violence. I'm there for the show. But it's a great place to go take in a match. It's one of my all-time favorite venues. You feel that crowd in that building. You are a part of the show in that building. It's a very, very, it's almost like a one creature when you're in there. The crowd is all together. Everybody's reacting the same way. It's a lot of fun. It's an experience you have to do. And it's something you can't get when you go to a WWE big show or something like that.
Right.
I mean, watch the stuff on TV. Guys, watch it all day long. Watch all the New Japan, watch all that other stuff.
Hell, I'm not telling you not to go to a WWE event. I'm just telling you to just, like, enjoy these moments, because you can't get this up and close to, to this type of action.
The regular ticket price is like $10. Okay? For a general admission seat.
Like, think about that. Krule. So Krule just dies. By the way, this is Commissioner O'Rourke. That's kind of in the hard cam. They're arguing with the program. That's kind of why you see him there.
Yeah.
But like when he just did that dive, it like bam into the rail.
Yeah.
Like, and you're right there. I mean, like I said, it's a great venue to see, some great action. And we tell that people about indie shows in general. They're generally almost all, it's always a good environment to be in because you're so up close.
Yeah. And I never can remember the name of the guy that's right there in the corner on the end there on the right in the previous scene. He takes his kid to these shows, and that kid is a super wrestling fan, and he gets into it so much, and he just sits there, and you can see how fun he's having. Not just the dad is having a shit ton of fun.
Yeah. Just
watching his kid enjoy something so much. Man, I never went to indie wrestling as a kid. I went to 3 shows, 2 Continental and 1 WE show when I was that age. I didn't know if there was wrestling around in the area I was at the time. But if I'd have gotten to go into this as a kid, I'm a huge wrestling fan now. It's dominated my life. It's probably the biggest sport I've ever followed. Imagine what it'd be like if I'd have gone to indie matches like this and seen this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Buy some merch, get an autograph, get a picture taken.
That's the other thing.
Guys.
Like at intermission, like Krule, Mad Krugger's out there, at the Landmark. He's taking pictures and whatnot, depending on where you are. Some promotions like Southern Honor, boom, what a spear by
God Almighty. Yeah, that looks like that hurt.
Yeah, every now and then Proc will break something out that reminds you, he did play ball.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, if you're like some shows you can get pictures with Krule, some because they hate him. Oh, geez, I hate that. That's always crippling. It just makes my back hurt.
Yes.
I mean, you didn't believe me. Let me look at the reaction of Mason and Hunter James out on the floor.
So hold on. Hunter James, did he turn heel last weekend at Jefferson?
He did. There was the running joke of how up at Landmark, everybody hated him, but down in Monroe at Southern Fried, everybody loved him. Well, he put an end to that. He turned on his partner after they lost the tag titles at Southern Fried. They had that show up in Jefferson in the Main Street Square. They were defending their Southern Fried championship, tag team championships against Happy Madness, easy for me to say, Sunny Days and Sal Renaro, and they lost. And then, of course, Hunter is being I always tell everybody he is a little prick, and they didn't believe me. And then they lose the belts, and he, low blow, he kicks his opponent low or his partner low and turns on him. And I said, "See, I told you." Nobody.
So is he going to be a bad guy everywhere? Is he going to be the
He
kind of
should
person?
be. I keep telling you people that he's not. I mean, he's a dick.
But what if he brings those two assholes, the rest of the program, into Southern Fried or other promotions like that? Could they become one of the biggest heel factions in the state?
I think that right there is the potential that a lot of people.
Oh, shit! Stuck that one, and he got right back up. No sell, Logan. Oh,
Yeah. That could be a challenge. It's a huge uphill challenge for a lot of people in Georgia. Is if you start seeing that program bleed over. We're not going to spoil anything. I know a lot of people may know, but some may not know. Something happens later. But the program, if it starts bleeding over into Southern Fried, like I'm here in Southern States, like these other promotions, like if they start bleeding and start running around some other promotions, it could be a problem for a lot. Oh, boom! It could be
caught him.
Yeah,
it could be a problem for a lot of promotions. Look, think about it. They could get over anywhere they go. You got the charismatic.
Hey, we probably need to put it out here that there's no rules in this match.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurt. I think those three and with their new recruit could get over anywhere in the state of Georgia. Who's this? Xavier Ramon,
Xavier Reyes. Yeah, he's been seen here before, but not. And then, boom, he's a staple at Southern Fried, and he's starting to be spread around. You're starting to see him in more places around the state, and of course, this goes back to what we were talking about. Like with the program, the reason this match had no rules, so there's your problem, right? Proc the Croc is your new champion. 1, 2, 3. Because of the interference.
Man, but he's with JBE at Southern Fried. Do we bring Dr. Brock and Tetchy McCuji and all this? All the speculation I could do right now, folks.
I don't think that ever happens. If I was JBE, I wouldn't turn my back on the kid, on Xavier Reyes. So, so you're, like I said, there you see your new champion, Proc the Croc Johnston.
So,
and of course now exactly. And then the program is now even stronger. And what people don't realize is the program is very much and he was going to raise his hand there. And new champ.
Yep.
And so we have a new champion, the 5-star MVP. I know they've run one show since then, up at Anarchy.
Yes.
Make sure, like I said, if you love the action, I always try to put in the notes how you can follow the guys in the match. Proc the Croc Johnston in this particular case, and Mads Krule Krugger, easy for me to say, as well as Anarchy. I also try to put the promotion in there as well to give them a follow, especially like if they're on YouTube. Like I'll put them on Facebook, the Twitter, the YouTube, all that kind of stuff to try to give you easy ways to keep up with them and follow them. That's kind of the whole point of the watch along, to be honest with you, is that you'll be entertained and
get informed.
Yeah, well, get you exposure, as far as get the watchers, like some other wrestling that's out there in places you can find it, and some other talents that you may not be seeing, especially if you're outside of the state of Georgia. But we're going to start picking up matches outside of Georgia as well and bringing those to the table as well.
Think about it, man. If we can't cover a match or we can't do anything, where would you go to find information about where to find an indie show in Georgia?
Oh, we always tell you, man, if you're looking for to me, a one-stop shop, the Rob Rod Report, it's on YouTube. You can follow on Facebook, all that good stuff, man. Just give him you got the Rob Rod Report. Rob Rod is one word. It's ROBROD, Rob Rod, the Rob Rod Report. Give him a follow because he'll give you a little video of every week of where you can find shows. I kind of do something similar, but mine's national, and you can find that if you're a member somewhere over on YouTube.
Yes.
It's all buried there. Scott, Rob Rod actually dives really deep into Georgia and breaks down the matches and gives you the posters, so you can kind of even get more of a feel. So that's kind of what I love about the Rob Rod Report.
A man who who takes that job very seriously. He promotes Georgia wrestling almost better than anybody else does. Thank you, Rob, for all your hard work.
Oh yeah, 100%. So make sure again you go over, give us if you're watching here on YouTube, we hope you like it. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, become a member even, so you get the stuff early. Like we usually get it up a day or so early, sometimes 2. Get all those extra posts that you can see in there as well. That's what we do. None of these watch-alongs are available on our audio platform, but if you're a podcast listener, you can subscribe on any podcast platform for the main show as well. And again, make sure you check out in the notes. Give Madge Krugger a follow, Proc Johnston a follow, Anarchy Wrestling a follow, and also in those notes, our sponsors. They're not on this, but I still like to give them a shout out. Lipson, who does our podcast server, Athletic Greens there as well. Go to Lipson.com, promo code FRIEND. They'll give you 1 month free. athleticgreens.com/emerging. Help support the show. We greatly appreciate that. Any other stuff, man, before we
if you can't find these guys or see these guys at your local promotions, ask your promoters to bring these guys in.
Yep.
Okay. This is an entertainment business. They entertain us. Bring them in. You're going to enjoy the show.
100%. That it for you, brother?
That's all I got, Nick.
Well, still saying, brother, if I've got nothing and you've got nothing, what time is it?
It's time to tap out.